Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stellar and today I'll be explaining loops. Now loops are used to loop a specific code for a specific amount of time or on a condition. It's very easy, it's very useful, and so yeah, let's just get into it. So let me just insert a script. The first loop we're going to talk about is the for loop. The for loop is used to loop a specific amount of time. So the way you make it, you type for, and then you need a variable name here. So let me just call it variable name for now. You can call this however you want. It's just like variables, same rules. So yeah, and then you say equals, and the first number you're gonna put here is the starting number. Obviously it's gotta be a number and not really this text here. Then you gotta say comma, and then you gotta say ending number. Comma again, and then increment. And then you say do, and then you press enter to make an end. So yeah, just like I said before, this should be a number, not just text. So let's say you want to start with the number 1, and then you want to end with the number 10. And the increment, if you don't know what increment is, it's basically just how much you want to add up to this number. So let's just say 1. Okay, so what this basically means is you're gonna loop this code right here. So let me just say like hi. So it will loop this code and add 1 to this number here until it's 10. So that basically means it will print hi 10 times, right? Okay, so let's try this code. As you can see, it printed hi 10 times. So you can use this variable name in here. It will basically return the number of loops you've done. So you can just say variable name, print variable name, and it will print out. It will print 1 to 10. So yeah, that's the for loop. So yeah, you can also just change this number to whatever you want. You can either say 10 to 1 and minus 1. So let's see what happens. It will go from 10 to 1. So it's really customizable to whatever you need. Maybe like you have a timer. You can say like game is starting in, and then you can say like comma, variable name. As you can see, it will say game starting at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Very cool. You're gonna use it later on. Alright, so we can also change this number to 1 and 1 this big. And you can say add 1 each time. So since there's no like resting in looping, it's gonna print 1 to this number without waiting. It will try to do it in an instant. And as it sounds, that doesn't sound good. You need some waiting, some resting in your script. So what we always do is we type wait, parentheses, and you can say like wait 1 second. If you don't put a number here, it's basically just a very small wait, the smallest possible. So let's just keep it to 1 for now, because that makes sense. So yeah. For now, I'm just gonna remove this and show you what happens if you don't wait. Let's see. As you can see, it's already loading very long. It's not responding anymore. Let's see what happens. It's not gonna crash Studio. All it's gonna say is it has some trouble with the script in here. Alright, stop loading. Still not responding. It should stop. Please. Alright, there we go. See? As you can see, it tried to print all of them, but it just took too long. So it says exhausted allowed execution time. So Roblox just helps you preventing your computer from dying. That's very cool. So yeah, we need a wait just in case. We can even remove it to make it very fast. There you go, no trouble loading. It's counting very fast. That's very cool. So yeah, make sure you're not running too much loops. Okay, so this is the for loop. So you can really change this variable name here to anything. Most people just type I because I stands for index or iteration. Yeah, whatever you need. Okay, so this is the for loop. Next we have the while loop. And the while loop is a conditional loop. And that means it requires a condition to be true in order to run. So the way you make it is you type while. Then you need a condition here, which we're going to make in a second. Gotta say do, and then press enter to make an end. And in here you gotta put your code. So let's just say the condition is true. And the condition here we want to type is, it can be anything. I'm just gonna say, well, 2 plus 5 is 7. Do this. Now, just like the for loop, you need some resting in your code, because like here, this while loop does not know how to end until, you know, this condition is not true. And this is always true. So in this case, we have to put a wait. But if you have like a condition like if a part is not there in the workspace, whatever, then, you know, print something, whatever. But in this case, we have to put a wait because this is always true. Alright, so this basically just like an if statement. If it's not true, it's not going to run this loop at all. When it reaches false, this loop is going to stop it and move on with the script. We can test this out. The condition is true. As you can see, it's printing it a lot of times, which is good. But if we change this to like 6, 2 plus 5 is 6, that's not true. So it's not going to print at all, as you can see. Okay, so this is the while loop. And just like the if statement, if you say if true, then print true. An if statement checks if a condition is true, but this itself is already true, so it's going to run it anyway. It's the same case with the while loop. So if you say, well, true, do, it's going to run this forever, like longer than the universe might exist. But of course you have to put a wait or else it will crash the script. That's really just what the while loop does. So the last loop we gotta know is to repeat until. So all you do is repeat until, and then right here we're gonna make a condition. And instead of here we need code. So let's say condition is true. Now obviously condition here, so let's say repeat print condition is true until 2 plus 5 is 6. And this is obviously not true, so it's going to repeat doing this until this condition is true, but this can never be true, so it's going to keep doing it. So we got to put a wait, of course, or else it's going to crash. Alright, so it's going to repeat print until this condition is true. So if you just say repeat until true, it's going to print this and it instantly stops. Let me show you. There you have it, only printed it once. But if we change it to something that is false, it's gonna repeat itself forever. There. Okay, so these are the 3 loops you gotta know. So let me just write them down to recap it. So you have the for loop, and this one is written like for variable is starting number, ending number, increment to end garbage code. And in here we have conditional loops. And the while loop and the repeat until loop are both conditional loops because they check a condition. So while condition do end code, and we have the repeat until condition code. So yeah, these are the 3 loops, but we're not done yet. There's a few more. They're not loops, but just keywords. We have something called break and continue. And what break does it breaks the loop. Continue is continues the loop, but skips the next code. If you don't know what this means, sorry, but I'll explain in a second. So break, let's do that first. So let's say we have this while true do loop. Like I said, it's never gonna stop, but we can somehow just stop it with break. So we can say like, if workspace.baseplate.transparency is 1, then break. Okay, so let's just make a print, see if it works. Okay, now let's go in the game, and printing works over and over again. Now let's change the transparency to 1. As you can see, it broke the loop. So yeah, that's basically what break does. And if you try putting like code here, like print hi, that's not gonna work, because it will break this entire loop and not run the code here, and it gives an error, so don't do that. And next we have continue. And when we say continue, let's say like we say continue here, this will basically skip this code right here, but like continue the loop. Like it's like as if this is not here at all. So in that case, we have to put a wait here, of course, or else it's gonna, you know, crash again on us. But okay, so we could say like, if workspace.baseplate dot can collide is false, then continue. So like I said, continue skips the next code here, but it continues the loop. So it's gonna be waiting, check again. If it's true, it's gonna continue, skips this code. All right, just let me show you. Okay, as you can see, it's saying works, but not for long. Can collide, false. The loop is still running, but it's not printing works because it's skipping it. So in order to prove that, let me just say loopin. See what happens. Okay, so it's printing both loopin and works. So when we change the can collide to false, works is not printing anymore, but loops is. And like I said, that's because continue is skipping this code right here, but it's continuing the loop. And that's basically what break and continue is. One final thing, and that's called, it's not really a keyword or code or anything, it's just technical. It's called yielding. What yielding basically is, it's something that delays code whilst doing something else. So let me just say suspends the script in order to do something else. I don't know if what I just wrote made any sense. I'm not sure what the exact meaning is, but I got the idea of it. So what it basically is, so you have like a while true do or any other loop that yields the code. Let's say like print I. So wait. We say like, let's say we want to print hello world. So because this loop is like looping print hi forever, it's never gonna stop because we don't tell it to. This is never gonna print because it's like saying this. You know, this is what a loop tries to do. So obviously, that makes it so this never gets printed. All right, so this is basically called yielding. This loop is yielding the code here. So like this is never gonna run because yeah, yielding. All right, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. The next video, we're gonna talk about local variables and scopes. Very interesting topic. So I'll see you in the next video. So see ya.